Hello guys, this is Lord of Vladek here, and today it is the Vladek Show. Yeah. So I'm starting the week off with the Vladek Show, as I mentioned, and where I will tell you about this upcoming week and also talk about one controversial topic that is affecting us all at the moment. So starting off, everyone, the week is going to be amazing with another episode of Assassin's Creed Syndicate coming out on Wednesday. But not only that, I have pre-ordered Battlefront. Yes, Battlefront, and it's coming out on Thursday, so I can go pick it up after school, which is grand, and I'll be uploading gameplay videos of that on Thursday and on Friday, because people are going to want to see gameplay of this awesome game, and I'm going to get 2 new map packs because I pre-ordered the game, which is just brilliant. So, as for the wraps, this week I had a couple of suggestions, and I picked Dre the Watcher, but next, Dr. Dre. But next week I'll make it slightly different. I'll put all the rap suggestions that I collected through a whole week, put them in a hat, and then we can I'll draw it out, and then the rap I pick I will do next Saturday. So not this Saturday, but next Saturday after that. Finally, finally in this section, I'd love for you guys to ask me questions and any challenges for my Q&A Sundays, whether it's to send them through the website in the Contact Us section, or just on Facebook or YouTube. I really don't mind. So, this is a serious matter now. I'm gonna go all serious mode. Okay, so moving on to the main topic of today, which is the threat of terrorism on Western society. And I would like to talk about this, as you definitely have heard of the ISIS attack on Paris, where 129 people have died. That's the report so far. There could be more because there's been loads injured. But I'm not here to have a rant at ISIS, because I've heard quite a lot of these during the past couple of days, and I'm not going to add to the ranting on and being like all up front to them, because everyone already knows that they are doing a horrendous job with all these killings and stuff. But I'm here to give you some historical insight on why I think this shooting in Paris is a big deal. So we'll start off with the 9/11. If you don't know what the 9/11 bombings were, then basically I'll give you a little history lesson. On September 11th, 2001, 19 associated with Islamic extremist group Al-Qaeda hijacked 4 airliners and carried out suicide attacks against targets in the United States. 2 of the planes were flown into the towers of the World Trade Center. So one hit the right one, and the right one just kind of went down a bit. Well, it didn't topple at all at the moment. And then it hit, and then another one came a couple minutes after, I think. And it hit the left one, and it hit it so that it kind of hit the side of it, and so the building went a bit unstable, and it started to collapse, and I think it collapsed within the next 30 minutes or something like that. There was 4 planes, so the 3rd plane hit the Pentagon just outside Washington DC, and the 4th plane crashed in a field in Pennsylvania. This event is often referred to as 9/11, so the attacks resulted in an extensive death and destruction, triggering major US initiatives to combat terrorism and defining the presidency of George W. Bush. Over 3,000 people were killed during the attacks in in New York and Washington DC, including more than 400 police officers and firefighters. I think we should take a moment and have a little think. That is quite a lot of people in just a couple of hours because of some Al-Qaeda terrorists destroying the World Trade Center. This was the first, I wouldn't say the first, but it was a definite act of terrorism on Western civilization. And everything has been spiraling upwards, like spiraling into like kind of leading into another world war. I'm not trying to say that there's going to be another world war, because I definitely don't want there to be. I'm just saying that there's a possibility of a World War III. This might be an extreme view, but I don't know. It's just there's too much tension between too many countries in this world. For example, Kim Jong-un as well. He's plotting something. Nobody knows what. Well, we can only suspect, but he's definitely plotting something. And yeah, then there's the ISIS and all Al-Qaeda and all that, and it's just getting out of control at the moment. So I think if this carries on, it will be damn well close to a world war. But it started off from the war in Afghanistan, in my opinion. Let's just say the war of Afghanistan was a major part in getting the terrorism the way it is today. So, and Russia was fighting the Afghans there, and US was giving in support to the Afghans. Actually, they were giving them weapons and stuff. So basically arming the Al-Qaeda. Well done. Then there was a war in Iraq, which is still probably going on, but it's just come to a standstill at the moment, I think. And there's other things happening, so there hasn't been much in the news about that. And then us, the West, attacking Libya, tearing it up so much that now there is a civil war because they're fighting over who should rule Libya. They don't have a ruler, so there's a civil war. So the Western civilization has messed that up for Libya. Now we have ISIS with their own beliefs, whatever they are. I'm not even going to go into what the hell are they thinking with killing all these, the killing of all of these people, but attacking innocent civilians on a normal evening with bombs, suicide bombs, guys killing themselves, flipping for what? I have no idea. And then using assault rifles to shoot the civilians down. They can't do anything. They can't do anything about it. So I don't understand why this is happening. The civilians have done nothing wrong. Some of them were on holiday outing, and weren't expecting anything to happen to them. Life is terrible. You never know when death is nigh, to be honest. It could be today, it could be tomorrow, it could be in a couple of decades if you're young. But who knows? It just pains me to hear. I read this and it just, no, I can't understand his thinking here. It pains me to hear people like Donald Trump saying that if the civilians had been carrying guns, they could have defended themselves. But look at the USA. They have the right to carry guns, and look at the crime rates. Look at the flipping crime rates in the USA and compare them to France. Because the US, I know, USA is massive, but still, look at the crime rates. They're just immense. So, carrying guns around just makes everyone uneasy, and it isn't a way to solve problems. So, just shut up, Mr. Trump, and whatever he's saying is just stupid, so be quiet. So coming back to ISIS, and the threats carry on, I have read recently they have issued a verbal threat to their next target in the USA. More specifically, they're going for Washington. So I don't know whether it's to hit another major site like the World Trade Center in 2001, but they're going for Washington. Don't know whether it's linked, because this is literally like 14 years between this and now, but it could be linked. Who knows? If this happens, then we'll be on the brink of World War III, because that will mean a direct attack on America again. I doubt America will take that, to be honest. And so will Russia. Russia's already sending 150,000 soldiers on flipping Syria. Why has Putin not discussed anything with any of the other leaders? I don't understand. Why is he doing this so hastily? I know ISIS, let's say they need to be eliminated because this is getting out of hand. But, come on, just think for a second. Don't just go all out war like you did in Afghanistan, Mr. Putin. So you must act now and do something about ISIS, because if we don't, things will get out of control. And the only solution will be is to go to war, which I really hope nobody really wants to have after the terrible First and Second World Wars. And now that we have such advanced weaponry, atomic bombs, flipping hell, we could just tear this world up. And I don't want this to happen. So yeah, we don't want World War III to break out. Thank you guys for watching. This was Lord Vladek here. I hope you enjoyed this episode of The Vladek Show, where I discussed a really important and terrifying matter of terrorism, and just how horrible it is, and how it needs to be dealt with right now. And thank you guys again. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.